Hey up, me ducks. How are we? Welcome to Wednesday's QuaranStream. Welcome to Hump Day, the turn of the week. It's great to see everybody. I can breathe. Got my cuppa just in time. Wednesday is always a full-on day. Always a full-on day, but I always rush around thinking I'm never going to get back in time. But I do. I get here. Even though I can see I'm 2 minutes late. Can't go on without a cuppa. Not after a full day at work. So we've got Rob, true to form, first one in. An hour of joy in the cave. Yes, little sunshine here too, Rob. Been on a hike today in very small groups with learners, getting them ready for the Duke of Edinburgh expedition. And yeah, beautiful blue sky, sunshine, snow on the ground. See the Instagram, Hermit's Cave Instagram pictures later. And we've got Sandra and Kimberly. We have Jackie, Jamie. How are you, Jamie? We have Richard and Donna. Who else? Ellie, Kristen Louise, Tycon. Sandra, I did say Sandra, didn't I? Doubted myself there. Gigi and Kim, Isabel, David, Neem, hello Neem, Ellie, Deanne. No tagging on the phone, that's all right, we know you're here. Donna and Patrice, hello Patrice, RL, and who else have we got? Saoirse. Butterfly, Chris, hey Babs. If you remember the colloquialisms from the other day. Ness, Nancy, Isabel, Sel, Jennifer, Sarah, Roz, Susan, Emily, and Heather. Happy Hump Day. Regina, Anne, hi Anne. Song of the Healer, Betsy, Lana, Gigi, Stephen, I'm not a cat. That was the best thing ever. I literally watched the news before I went to bed. And you know, they have in the UK, the news at 10 always finishes with, and finally. And it's always a bit of a light-hearted news story, which is much needed, isn't it? If you're watching the news, I really love the and finally bit because it's never as heavy. I don't know if you've all seen it, but there's a judge in America and there was a few people on like a Zoom call and he'd got a cat filter on. And it's just the way he goes, I'm not a cat. Like the judge would actually think he's talking to a talking cat. Brilliant. It's little things like that. It's not the fact that he got his filter on. It was the fact that he just went, I'm not a cat. Jen, nearly halfway through the week. I've crossed that midday. I've crossed that hump. Gypsy, Debbie. You know, I should have paused there to tell the story because loads of more people have come in now because we're up to 74 people. Jojo, Diane, Holly, Tanji, hello, nice to see you. Maria, Claire, and that's it. I've caught up. So how are we doing? I've got to have a gulp of this coffee because I'm so ready for it. He gives her kitty nose boops for the group. Yeah, it was so cute as well. And it was the eyes on it. It was like, what's going wrong? Why am I a cat? Do people know what we're talking about? Or is it like, what is he going on about? Emily says that was brilliant. I agree. That bit made me laugh so much. I'm not a cat. I want a t-shirt with that on. I'm not a cat. Aloha to Betsy. Yeah, so how are we all doing? Let's have a midweek check-in. How is everybody coping? I know there's a few people last night a little bit out of sorts, feeling a little bit glum and stuff like that. Halfway through the week, how are we doing? Deanne says she's much better, thank you, sweetness. Happy to be here, thanks dear. I dreamt of Princess Diana in a yellow dress and I'm still trying to wake up. Feel like I'm in my dream still. Wow. Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Guess that name that tune. It was really good today, actually, because I don't normally talk about work, so I'm not going to go too much into it, but it's LGBTQ plus History Month, and I led a session for learners on inspirational. They all had to come up with an inspirational person who they loved, and they had to be a member of the LGBTQ community. And of course, someone chose Freddie, which was great. Then they did research into them. And then they had to write a piece as to why they felt inspired by that person. And then they all got to read it out, who their inspirational figure was. So we did an excursion this morning, lots of walking, nice time. And then this afternoon, we had a session on for LGBTQ plus History Month, which was really nice. I feel like I have broken up for half-term week early. Can't be bothered today. 2 more days to go, Richard. You've got this. You've got this. If you've got the same week as us, we follow the Derbyshire holidays, and I know they're a little bit different. But yeah, and I haven't booked it off, so I'm still going in. But no learners, just going in next week. So, Queen, yes, sounded like Deanne called Simon sweetness the way he read it out. Yes, it was for you, Al. Don't worry, it was for you. I'm not going to take that from you. Bismillah, no, we will not let you go. Black History Month, yes, for the US, but ours is in October, and February for us is LGBTQ plus History Month. Stopped early today, has some long days last week, but now my energy is depleted. Freddie was so great. Queen's always been my fave band. And I've said before, they were the first concert I ever saw. Queen live at Wembley, 86. I was there. It was magical. No concert has come close. He was such a showman, such a performer. I literally wept, when he passed away. It was such a sad moment. Had a lovely walk in the snow and sun, portraits in the snow, magic. That's nice. Ness is good. Just polished off a load of homemade dirty wedges. Dirty wedges. They were filthy. Lots of chilies and cheese, so I'm finally warm. I bet. What an earworm. I know. But if you're going to have a song that's earworming, it may as well be the UK's favourite ever song. Official, that is. It's an official thing. A poll was taken. It's the UK's favourite ever record. Isolation is affecting Betsy a bit. I've been in a small studio apartment for a solid year. Last day of work was mid-March. It's so tough, isn't it? It's really, really tough. I'm really one of the fortunate ones because I only had 4 months in this apartment without seeing a soul other than once a week to go shopping. And that was tough. So I can't imagine a year. So I'm so jealous Simon was too young to go to concerts. All right. I was very young. I was only 15. August 1986. Yeah, I'd be 15. Almost 16. And I had to beg my mum to let me go because she was saying, no, you're not going to that London. No. Somebody will put a knife in your back. Mum, we're at a concert. No. And they fill bottles of urine and throw it in the air. No, you're not going. I was like, Mum. And so my friends, because there were 4 of us that went, me, 2 friends, and my friend's mum. So my friend's mum went round to the house and she said, look, I will make sure, I give you my word, they're in my care. I'll make sure that they're safe. And my friend's mum, you know how sometimes you have a friend where the mum is really cool and she acts like you? I used to love going around to my friend's house if his mum was home, because we just used to, my mum thought it was very bizarre. She was very suspicious, but she was just really cool. And she would order like Chinese food, and yeah, we played games, not like children's games, teenager games. But she was just really cool, and I used to love going. And she went round and said, I will look after them. So my mum agreed. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Oh, Sandra's going to be using a wand pointer. My quote of the day is, please don't disturb me while I'm having my coffee. Right now, all my people skills are in this cup. I like it. All my people skills are in this cup. I'm going to have to remember that, Jamie. That's cool. I saw Queen in 77. Wow. I sadly never saw Queen live. I was just too young. Grew up with his music though. Yeah, the first time I remember Queen was Flash Gordon, because I was obsessed with that film as a little kid. Loved Flash Gordon. So of course, I can remember for Christmas, my mum and dad bought me the vinyl 7-inch single. Now I'm showing my age. And it was Flash Gordon, the single. Flash, I love you, but we only have 48 hours to save the Earth. Open fire. All weapons. This morning can Ajax to bring back his body. I've got to stop. Just because it's hump day. In 1984, my first concert was Lionel Richie, and Tina Turner was the backup. Mind you, 1984 was the year that Tina Turner came back with What's Love Got to Do with It. One of my all-time favorite films ever is Tina, What's Love Got to Do with It. I love it. And that's how I first discovered Buddhism and Namyo Horenge Kyo, because of that film. But it's an amazing, amazing film anyway. But she walked away from everything when she left Ike. Everything except for her name. She wanted to keep her name, and he even tried to take that from her. But she wanted her name because she wanted to try and reinvent herself, and she did in 1984 with What's Love Got to Do with It. And then she went on to become one of the biggest recording female artists ever. So kudos to her. I love Tina Turner. Can you tell? Flash Gordon was so awesome. It was. Camp kitsch, but brilliant. Flash Gordon, love. My first concert was 1977, and it was Sean Cassidy. I know David Cassidy. Who's Sean Cassidy? Yeah, I know David Cassidy from the Partridge Family. I think I love you. What am I doing singing? I'll get a ban. I'll get a YouTube ban. I can't even sing. I growl. Tina's My Girl. Love the biopic. It's amazing. I've got it on Blu-ray, and I just love it. Fave Tina Turner song is Proud Mary. Yes. We start off nice and slow. Yeah, Proud Mary is amazing. That was Ike and Tina Turner, but yeah, really good. First concert was Nick Kershaw, The Riddle. Wow. My first concert was the Beatles in 1964, Jacksonville, Florida. Early days of the Beatles as well, Nancy. Oh, I'd have loved to have seen the Beatles. I'd have loved to have seen them in the cavern. But I've been to the cavern many times. Do you still have the tickets, don't Nancy? Wow. Ginger Phase first was Elton John. Wow. I'd love to see the... Oh, I'm not reading that out, Elle. I'm not reading that out. Oh dear. First concert, 1968, the Monkees. Does that count? Yeah. Here they come, walking down the street. I love the Monkees. I used to watch it every Saturday morning. They did the reruns through the early 80s. I used to get up early. It used to be the Banana Splits, followed by the Monkees, or the Double Deckers, if it wasn't the Monkees. But yeah, I loved it. I tried to dance to What's Love Got to Do with It for my 3rd grade talent contest. My mum suggested Annie instead. Well, as in the sun will come out. That Annie, or Annie Lennox, or another famous Annie. Never went to concert as a kid. My husband and best friend took me to my first concert in 2004. You can't end there, Holly. You've got to tell us what it was. My first concert was Simply Red and Bowie, I think the same year. So my first was 86, which was Queen. And then I didn't see another until 1990, which was Madonna, the Black Blonde Ambition tour, also at Wembley. Then 92, Madonna, the girly show at Wembley. And then I remember going to an indoor concert and thinking, this is shit. Because I've been so used to huge kind of stadiums with, 75,000 people screaming around you. Lady Capera, Onk, Hermit's Cave, hello, new here, love your channel, thank you. Thank you, lady. That's really sweet of you, and welcome to the channel. We do a QuaranStream every weekday at 5:30, and it's just a check-in with everybody. We have a quote and we have a deck of the day, and just see how we're getting on through QuaranStreams. That's what it's called, but through our quarantine period. My first concert was 1975, and it was John Denver. Wow. John Denver. I know he sang Leaving on a Jet Plane, but was he the one who sang Ring of Fire? I fell into the... Was that John Denver? I love that. That reminds me of working at the American Adventure theme park, because they used to play it over the tannoy system. So many old country songs that they used to play that remind me of that place. Billie Joe Spears I met. I actually had the honour of escorting her out of her car, putting her arm in mine, and walking her up the steps onto the stage so she could perform in the Alamo Arena at the American Adventure. And my dad, who, bless him, died about a year after, was in the audience, and he was a huge fan, and it was a highlight for him to see me take her on stage. I was dressed as a samurai warrior. Random. And that was because the support act was a lady called Tokyo Matsui, something like that. And she was a fiddle player from Tokyo. And they thought they would dress me as a samurai warrior. This was the 80s. Talk about getting things wrong. So that she'd got something familiar to look at when she got out of the car. And she just looked at me and she went, hello, Mr. Samurai. And I was like, hello, Tokyo. Welcome to the American Adventure. And I took her up onto the stage. And then they said, well, you may as well do the same for Billie Joe Spears when she arrives. The memories. My first concert was Madness, One Step Beyond. Was that Madness, One Step Beyond? Or was that Bad Manners? I saw Bowie twice. Bowie twice. We played Bowie today because while they was doing their research, going back to an earlier conversation about researching inspirational figures for LGBTQ plus History Month, we had some music playing. So we played Relax. We played Tom Robertson Band, Sing If You're Glad to Be Gay. We played John, I'm Only Dancing by Bowie. Daniel by Elton John, YMCA, and was asking learners to come up with a soundtrack while they worked, because sometimes it works having music on in the background. So we wanted to theme it around what we was doing. And Bronski Beat, Small Town Boy, who played that as well. Nick Kershaw went to the same school as me. Wow. My first concert was Bananarama. It all went downhill after that. How could it go downhill after Bananarama? Well, I thought Bananarama never performed live because it was rumored they couldn't sing. Or am I? I'm not thinking of what Mini Vanilli. I'm not thinking of them. I know they couldn't. But I thought Bananarama never performed live. Was that the Thompson twins? Robert De Niro's waiting. Talking Italian. Boyzone. Wow. Is that when Stephen Gately was still alive, Chris? Sean Cassidy's Pale Pink Satin Pants. I can't think of Sean Cassidy. Mickey Dolenz. Is that how I sell it? Dolenz? I'm probably way behind now in chat. I'm 5 minutes behind. Let me see if I can catch up a bit. Also saw Ted Nugent as a teenager. Johnny Cash. Ring of Fire was Johnny Cash. Yeah. And who did I get mixed up? John Denver. Johnny Cash. Of course. I watched the film recently. Someone suggested that I buy it. And I bought it. It's Joaquin Phoenix. And I really enjoyed it. Everybody's telling me now. I've caught up. Johnny Cash. That was Johnny Cash, Simon. Johnny Cash. Hi, June. It's a good day for all. It is. We're still here. It's a good day. John Denver sings Country Roads. You mean it wasn't Olivia Newton-John? What? Did she cover it? I was kissed by Nana Muscori on stage. Wow. Closest I've got is I kissed Toya Wilcox. She came to Nottingham and performed at our local back street pub. I mean, it is a gay pub, the Foresters. It's my local. It's literally just out of this building and out the main door, and it's there. And she came on at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'd got in there about 9 p.m. thinking, need to get near the front. I mean, it's tiny anyway, so you can't really not get through the front. But when she performed, she walked amongst us all. And afterwards, she came to sign her CDs and things. And I gave her a kiss, and she kissed my cheek at the same time as I kissed hers. And I told her I loved her because I was very drunk. By that time, it was like 5 a.m. I've got pictures of that night. My first concert is when I took our 3 children to see the Stones. Jumping Jack Flash, it's a gas. Love Small Town Boy, me too. Even just the opening bars, brilliant. I downloaded I was watching It's a Sin for the second time. I've just finished the second to last episode. I don't know why I do it to myself, but it's so good and so well acted. And there was, I don't know who sang the original, but love to love you, baby. I can't think who sang the original, but the one they played on It's a Sin, I thought that sounds like Jimmy Somerville. So I asked Siri to tell me who's singing this, and it comes up, and then you can just buy it. So I downloaded it. It's amazing. I never knew that Bronski Beat covered Love to Love You, Baby. The Beach Boys. Wow. Sean Cassidy is David's younger brother. Do run, 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 do run, run. Did he do that? No, that was a female band, wasn't it? Met him on a Monday and my heart stood still. It was very sad about Mary Wilson, wasn't it? That was sad news yesterday. Such a legend. A real trailblazer. If there's ever, that word gets passed around so much, but if there ever was a trailblazer, then it was those 3 women. Did you guys know it was Dolly Parton that originally performed I Was Love You? Yes, from Besticle Hall House in Texas. Yeah. And Dolly tells the story that she was driving along. Somebody had contacted her and said, can Whitney cover your song? It's for a film. And she'd said, yeah, it's fine. It was a very little known song of hers. As I say, it was in The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, the film. And she was driving down the freeway and she put the radio on and she heard the song being played, Whitney Houston singing I Will Always Love You. And she put the brakes on, pulled over, sat and listened to it and had tears streaming. She's like, this was my song and somebody had bettered it. This was her own words. Somebody had bettered it. And yeah, wow. Oh my goodness, it's almost 6 and we haven't done quote. Have I caught up? I think I've caught up. Yes. So, quote of the day. Texas has a whorehouse in it. Lord have mercy on our souls. Such a good film. When I worked at the Mega Adventures, you probably know I've talked about it and I've shared the photo in the Hermit's Cave and on Becca's Facebook page. But I played Frankenfurter in the Rocky Horror Show for 2 years as part of Parkour Leisure. And I loved it. And then when it ended, we started rehearsals for it, did Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, because where we used to perform it was in the saloon bar. There's a big stage above the bar, like the old Wild West saloons. So we thought doing Best Little Whorehouse in Texas would be a great production to put on back in my thespian days. Sean Cassidy, gross, fugly, Google-eyed blonde. Now, lady. That sounded lady. I was magenta for a while. Wow. You're lucky. He's lucky. I'm lucky. We're all lucky. And of course, audience participation. Let's all get lucky. Odie went to one live concert and it was the Commodores. We were invited to it by a member of the band and we got to go backstage and meet the band members. June. I'll tell you what I'd love to see back in the day, if I'd been around then, would be Frankie Valli and Four Seasons. I love their music. Big Girls Don't Cry. My favourite is Ragdoll. Ragdoll actually makes me feel quite emotional. It's just when you listen to the lyrics, Walk Like a Man, all of them, Frankie Valli and Four Seasons, amazing. Hey up, Zane. Right, let's stop talking about music. But that was fun. That was a fun little segue, wasn't it? And how we got onto it, Freddie Mercury and the LGBTQ plus history. All right, so quote of the day today. I think it's fairly easy, but we'll see how we go. So the quote is, stand up for what you believe in, even if it means standing alone. Stand up for what you believe in, even if it means standing alone. Dum, dum, dum. There's that pause that comes every time. Then they all come in. 7 of wands, 7 of wands. 7 of wands is a popular one. 9 of wands, 7 of wands. Hey, Kristen, 7 of wands. Strength, 7 of wands. Right, I'll put everybody out of the misery. It's not the 7 of wands. 9 of wands. Strength, 7 of wands. What's this, Jen? Although the alone part likely sent Simon in some direction I won't see coming. What? Although the alone part likely sent Simon in some direction I won't see coming. I'm completely clueless. Right, let's see what we've got. 9 of wands, Page of swords. Quote again. Right, the quote again is, stand up for what you believe in, even if it means standing alone. Oh, is that the alone that you're on about, Jen? I don't get it. Page of swords. Swords with the girl. The hermit. Will be a monkey's uncle. 7 of wands. The hangman. Knight of swords. Number 10. Hermit. 9 of wands. Justice. Hermit. Another day without my card in front of me. Meaning you always pick a card that surprises me. Oh, okay. This shouldn't surprise you. Knight of swords. That was a bit of a clue. The fool. The hermit. Judgment. Queen of wands. Judgment. Page of swords. 5 of wands. The fool. 9 of wands. I thought this would be so easy. Page of wands. Knight of wands. Just joining now. Really late. I think 5 of swords. Hi, Mullimere. 7 of wands. King of swords. Hangman. You said everything, but I think 7 of wands. 7 swords. Prince of swords. Prince of wands. Judgment. 8 of cups. 8 of swords. Justice. No, nobody's got it. Okay. So, give us a hint. No, Richard. Richard comes in at the 11th hour. It's our Queen of Swords. I was really surprised you didn't get it. Have a look at the quote again. Stand up for what you believe in, even if it means standing alone. So it's about having the courage to stand up for what we really believe in. And, you know, the thing is, she says exactly what she feels, our Queen of Swords says exactly what she feels. She calls it out, you know, whatever that is, whether that's bullshit, injustice. Well, injustice is bullshit. Discrimination. She won't be afraid. And, you know, our Queen of Swords is a woman of the world. She has seen it all. You can't pull the wool over her eyes. You can't try and hoodwink her because she sees straight through it. And she will wield that sword and she will put herself out there and she will fight. And she'll fight to make sure any injustice is sorted out. So, yeah, that's why Queen of Swords. Oh, L, every day, because you don't get it. You're like, Queen of Swords, now you're having us on. Think about it. Think outside the box. She's calling out your assignment of that card to the quote, Simon. Really? You're telling me that the Queen of Swords doesn't stand up for what she believes in, even if it means standing alone? This woman? Seriously? Okay, Nancy, see you later. See, Jonathan Daly, Queen of Swords, of course. I can see where you got that, but not where I went with the quote. Richard, obvious. I don't know what you and Simon are on. Well, Richard got it the 2 times that nobody else could. She fights for justice. She fights against discrimination. She calls it out. She can't be hoodwinked. She can't have the wool pulled over her eyes. She's a woman of the world. She's seen it all, and she will fight. She goes for what she believes in. All right. So, deck of the day. What could deck of the day be today? He says, trying to drum up excitement. So, today I'm doing a Marseille deck. This is the first time I've used a Marseille deck for deck of the day, and I'm going for Tarot Day O Arcs. So I've got 2 versions of the O Arcs. I'm going to show the first edition because that's the one I put in order. This whole game we're being pranked. Do you know what, Al? Can I suggest perhaps get something like the Tarot Bible and just, you know, go through each one and find out the qualities for each of the archetypes? My copy of the Lonely Dreamer Tarot 2nd edition arrived today. Cool. I got a nice little surprise from my mum. She said, there's a parcel here for you with 2 decks in from America. I think it's the one I've been waiting for since December. So it's like, yes, finally. So I'm going to have to try and get over there at the weekend. No, Justin. Sometimes standing for what you believe in means being silent. No. No, don't ever do that. If you really believe in something, stand by it. Be brave. Speak it. Shout it. Even if you're alone. Doesn't matter. You don't have to fit in with a crowd. You cheeky sod. 110 people struggled along with me on that. But you're the only one that's saying this is rigged. The 109 others aren't. Tarot Bible is a good book, Sarah. It's one of the best to learn the tarot. You know I love you to bits. Okay, so the first edition came with these backs, and it got criticised because people were like, "Oh no, it looks like wrapping paper," but it goes nice with this beautiful wrap that Anne, who's in the chat, made for me, and yeah, perfect for that deck. I edged it in blue because there's a lot of beautiful blue colours in this deck, and I just thought it edged. I wanted something a bit different to red, but now at the time I was talking to Gillian, I was like, I'm not happy because they've bled, but they've hardly bled at all. But me being me, when they came out with a second edition, they had these backs, which are beautiful. And I wanted a backup anyway, because as soon as I got that and messed it up, it went out of print. I was like, oh no. But then they brought out this version. So I got it as my backup. Keep it in a little Kelly pouch. But nothing changed with the second edition. Nothing changed at all other than the backs. So me showing you the cards, it doesn't matter which version. The father-daughter drama. Is she going for emancipation now? Is that it? Have I been cut off? I wish she's not spoke, look. She's not typed anything since that. She'll be sat there now, pouting. Hells yeah, Tammy Pie. Oh, we know it should have been 7 of Wands. It probably could be the 7 of Wands as well. You know, the quotes aren't exclusive to one card because a lot of the cards have very similar kind of attributes, and you know, you can very easily find a quote and attribute it to many cards, but I chose it for my queen. I'm back in Ella. Well, you would. You two always gang up together. Chris with the popcorn. It's supposed to be fathers and daughters that have the bond, not in this family. Oh no, I'm always the one that's on the outside, trying to keep the peace. Okay, so what I love about this deck, I mean, when you do order it, I think it's from Make Playing Cards or Print Studio, one of the two. Tomfoolery. It was the 7 of Wands. Stop trying to turn everybody. You just get it shrink wrapped. So that's why I've got my own bags and everything for them. And there's no booklet or anything like that. But the artwork is really unusual because each card is so different and unique. You know, you might have a card that's got a lot of white on it, and then the next card, like the Hermit, will be very dark, or you might have one that's very red. But it's gorgeous, really, really gorgeous. Bless your heart, Dar. Did I say something to turn you around? She's so fickle. She's so fickle. Anyway, I so wanted this deck when it was issued, but Make Playing Cards is just such a pain. It can be. I'm waiting on a couple of decks from Drive Through Cards. I think it's Drive Through Cards that's got the deck that Alex showed, Pulp of Tarot, and then I've got Zane's deck coming from Make Playing Cards. So here is that. It won't take long to show this deck, so it doesn't matter that we're a little bit late starting because, you know, they are pips. But just look at the little popping noises, but it was the wax in one of the candles. I love our Papes here. I so wanted this deck. Oh, I've already read that. What was that? Do a thing like that. What did Aquarius Owl say? Yeah, Alice playing you against each other. She will. Jen always takes her side. Empress. Lovely colours. Look at the blue sky. I really like this Empress because, you know, she is somebody that's at one with nature, and for me, she is Gaia in the tarot. And I love that we've got the green and the blue together, the heaven and the earth, you know, the sky and the grass. Really beautiful card. Bye, Elaine. Maybe I should get it when I order it. Do you not have it at all, Sandra? It is beautiful. And you know, when you lay them out as a spread, stunning. Don't know if people remember my old intro, which had the woman's voice. It used to focus on my desk here, and it had these cards laid out. And you used to get lots of people saying, "What are those cards in your intro video?" And it was these. Our lovers. Chariot. Our strength card, the Force. I love just the kind of the rough circles here of the main. Or someone needs to take your side then, Simon. I can handle it. I can handle it. I grew up in a house full of women. You know, from the age of 10, the only man in the house, well, male in the house was me. Mum and two sisters. Very powerful matriarch and a grandmother as well. So I can handle it. I've had it my entire life. The Wheel. Sandra to the rescue. Is the same as the one on Printer Studio. It might have been from Printer Studio. As I said, I can't remember which kind of print-on-demand site it was. Le Pendu. Hanged Man. The Death card. I love the Death card. And we love you for it, Simon. What, being brought up by women? Very relaxed painting style. Yeah. You can just imagine these huge canvases containing lots of oils everywhere. And yeah, brilliant. And I've said many, many times, this is my second favourite Marseille deck. It's funny how my two kind of top Marseille decks are non-traditional. But then after that, it would be the Dodal. Love the Devil. Look at the Devil card. The Tower. Isn't that epic? You can really see the kind of destruction. I love all the coloured dots of like the rubble falling. But where it's being struck in all those places, it's a really loud card. What's your first favourite? My first favourite is the New Choice Tarot de Marseille by Ros Salerno. It's luscious in every way, luscious. And then this. Love the Moon. Simon, I know that so well. Only child of a middle sister and a trio of sisters and their mother, who was a lawyer. Do you know what? I mean, I wouldn't have had it any other way. I loved my upbringing. I can't, you know, people go on about broken homes, broken families, and all that. And I went through that at 10, but I had a fantastic childhood. So And then the world. It was just when I got to my teenage years. But that was my doing, nobody else's. I almost never read with these. Well, if you want to part with them, Justin, I'm sure Sandra would make you an offer. She's looking for it. The Ace of Cups. Two of Cups. Aren't they stunning? But I love how you just go from like a plain white background to a fully pink background. But the colours are, it's almost, it sounds really daft, but it's almost edible, isn't it? Like you want to lick or something. Jen, did you say you can edit things out of lives later on? You know, as soon as you say something, you think, no, that's probably, shouldn't have said that. Can't you just get them on Printer Studio? Yes, but I thought you were saying you don't use them. Normally, that means you're thinking letting them go, or they might be in your purgatory box. So I was just asking. And the 10. I usually hate pips, but those are pretty. Not as pretty as the Mystical Creature Tarot, but still nice. Mystical Creature Tarot. The Valet. Our Knight. Queen. And King. How did you get that? What was that? We've got our Ace of Wands. 2. And they're so different. Each, even though, you know, with a Marseille deck, we was talking about this the other day, weren't we, when we was reviewing the Harmony Tarot. Was it the Harmony Tarot? Yeah, the Harmony Tarot. How, you know, the pips were just very sort of gradual. And I said, well, you do get that with the Marseille, you know, it's a gradual number of wands increasing or swords increasing. But with a deck like this card is very different to this card. So they're so unique. I love mythical creatures. Oh, mythical creatures, Baba Studios. Yeah, I have to think for a minute. And then we have our aces. Well, I went on about getting my hair done a while back. Turned out lovely. Think I'm keeping these neon stripes. Cool. We were talking about beautiful pips. Not sure what I'm missing. But Mythical Creatures has some beautiful pips. It's a beautiful, stunning deck anyway. See, I love the contrast of these two. Look at those two. Our Valet. I love her face. And the King. And our final suit is the coins. It's going to be my Yule deck from now on. Oh, your mythical creatures, Sarah, or this? Here's our ace of coins. That's a point. This says 2017. I wonder if the second edition says 2019 or 2020. This is going to be in order though, so I could be here a while. Or I wonder if she kept it at 2017 for the year that the deck. Yeah, she has. Kept it at 2017, even though it came out either last year or the year before. Time, I could say last year, then somebody will say no, it was the year before. Love that. I think that's beautiful. The colours are really luscious. This is there is a second edition on the website. Yes, so the second edition is exactly the same as the cards that I'm showing you, only with these backs. Very pretty backs, but that was the only thing that changed. And I think it was because she got quite a bit of criticism about these backs, but I like them. I don't have an issue with them at all. But the cards haven't changed. Beautiful pips. Yeah, they are. The pips are so exciting. Look at that. Wow. That's art there in a card, isn't it? I love the floral backs. Well, that's the one that's available now, Sarah. And our quartz, our final quartz. The reason why it's called Tarot Days Arcs is because the creator is from the Ozarks in the States. So Arcs is trying to sound French for Ozarks, which is where she's from. So there you have it. That was deck of the day. What time are we on? We're on 25 past. So yeah, let me just put these back and then I'll pull a card. Any final comments or questions? That's clever. Yeah. Love the pun. It's clever, isn't it? Because she's created a Marseille deck, and obviously she wanted to give homage to the fact that Marseille is French. So she called it Tarot des Ozarks for Ozarks. But you can actually say that as Ozarks if you say it fast. So not really seen a tempting TDM deck, but this one is beautiful in my honest opinion. I agree. That's why I love it so much. And I'm not going to show these cards, but for those who asked about my favorite Marseille, it is the New Choice Tarot de Marseille, because they are just stunning. Absolutely beautiful. So I think Ozarks is pronounced the same as Ozarks. The vowel means you pronounce the Z sound of the X, I think. Yeah, so you could actually say Tarot de Ozarks. Ooh. Let me have a sup of coffee, then I'll pull a card. Oh, Tammy's recommending a feel-good movie. Penguin Bloom, beautiful feel-good movie. If you love magpies. So thirsty. All right. I had a blank moment then. I was like, what deck do I use? Caveman, hello. I'm sure a lot in that area are French speakers from Canada. Yeah, probably. Oh, you've done it now. You've awoken the competitive beast. What have you done, Richard? Going to go and celebrate my second victory this week now. She won't like that. She won't like that at all. Well, Richard, if you're still here, make sure you're in the Christmas cup of ketchup and cards this coming Christmas, won't you? See if you can win a deck. 2020 was a difficult year for everybody, but I wouldn't add to the fact that all she bleated on about all year was the fact that she was robbed from winning the Christmas giveaway quiz. I beg your pardon. Goodness, Richard needs to get himself a bodyguard. Yeah, Chris almost got it. Robbed. I was robbed. She answered, who was Scrooge's ghost? Her answer was Bob Marley. Bob Marley, I ask you. And how she spelled eggnog. The internet is out to get us out. Come on, give us a clue for tomorrow's quote. I haven't done it yet. I haven't done it yet, Antoinette. I normally do it about 6 o'clock in the morning. Well, sometimes I leave it till I get home, but I know what Wednesdays are like. So before work this morning, I was like, right, let's do the quote. All right, Simon. Rob is short for Jacob. No, it's not. Jake is short for Jacob. Bob is short for Robert. All right, I think that's shuffled enough. I'm not even concentrating. A message for the next 24 hours. Oh, split. Oh, bit like this chat. We have the roller coaster. That's what the Two of Pentacles, isn't it? At first I was going to say Two of Swords, but no, they aren't waves. It's the Two of Pentacles. The roller coaster. I mean, what can I say about a roller coaster? It's probably what we're all feeling at the moment, that we're constantly on this up and down and this twists and turns, and we've got that fear and trepidation that we get when we are journeying through the roller coaster. And particularly, I always remember working in theme parks and going to a lot of theme parks. That sort of uncertainty when you're in the queue, you're about to board, but you don't know if you're going to be thrilled or terrified. And while you're on it, all sorts of hell is being played out for you. And with life, there's always going to be those ups and downs. But know this, like all roller coasters, there is a beginning and there is an end. And very often when you get to the end, even though you've been through this roller coaster and all that fear, how many times do we go back round and think, I'm going to do that again? I'm going to rejoin that queue and I'm going to take that ride again. And that's life, really. While we're on it, we might be experiencing a lot of things, but know that that ride, that roller coaster ride, will come to an end. And the reason why we go back round and join the queue again is because we've experienced it firsthand, and it's not always, when you get to the end, as terrifying as it is when you're at the beginning or you're on it. So there's a bit of an analogy there, really. I think whenever I think of roller coasters and I feel like, 1 minute I'm up, 1 minute I'm down, I'm twisted, I'm upside down, and everything's chaotic. And there's that feeling of uncertainty and that wild ride that we find ourselves on. I know that there's an end. Yes, might go back round and do it all again at a later point, but not everything's down. There will be ups and there will be endings, and we learn from the experience. And some of us will repeat it again. Some of us might go off and do something a little bit more leisurely or a little bit more calmer, but on it like a car bonnet. What's she up to? What's she up to? Guys, I've really enjoyed chatting with you again today. Thank you for being here, everybody. It's been a fun QuaranStream, as always. I hope you're all having a good day wherever you are. I will be back tomorrow for QuaranStream number 75. Wow, we're clocking up these numbers, aren't we? Thank you, Heather. It's something we can all this was so fun. Thanks, Dar. And as long as you know, everything I say, Elle, is with, well, you know what you mean to me. It's always tongue in cheek, and everybody that's watching, I think, knows that as well. So yeah, have a fantastic end to your day wherever you are. See you tomorrow. As always, look after yourselves, stay safe. Until tomorrow, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.